Hello everyone. Welcome to Saturday Core and Recovery. Hopefully everyone is having a wonderful day today. Um, we're going to get started here in about a minute or two. I want to give people a chance to sign in. If you are watching through my website, if you wouldn't mind just clicking on the video itself and go to YouTube by clicking on the video and then comment in the comment section, hello, how are you, or what's up, just so I know who's taking the class today. And like I said, we'll get started here in about a minute. Make sure you have some yoga blocks. Make sure you have some water. Make sure you have a smile. And then we'll get started. Today is going to be a lot of core work. It's going to be fun. Again, if you are just tuning in, if you wouldn't mind, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and comment so I know who's in my class. If you're watching through my website, go ahead and click on the video. That will direct you to YouTube, and then from there you can comment. I'm going to give it one more minute, and then we are going to get started. Hello, it's me. Thanks for a comment. According to the name, this would be Gino if you said it's me, but I know who it is. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, find a nice comfortable seat. I'm going to sit with my feet tucked behind me, just because it's nice to sit like that. You can sit cross-legged. Regardless of how you're sitting, I do recommend that you elevate your seat. That'll help maintain a nice neutral spine as we go through the first portion of the class. We are going to explore kind of a few different things with the breath today. Some of this will be new, some of this will be familiar. So we're going to take that exercise cyclical breathing, where we're breathing in for about 5 seconds, breathing out for about 5 seconds, and we're going to add 2 more parts to it. Okay, so we have the inhale, then we're going to have a pause at the top when our lungs are full of air, then we're going to exhale, and then the last part will be a hold at the bottom when our lungs are empty. I want you to focus on, with the inhale, filling those lungs to full capacity, allowing the kind of abdominal muscles here to relax and push out. Okay, so I encourage you to put your hand on your belly. We want to feel that belly opening up in the sides as well. Think of making this area as large as possible. Rib cage as well. We're going to hold that. We're going to exhale. On the exhale, pull that belly button back all the way in. No more air. All the air out. We're going to hold. We're going to relax and inhale. Okay, I'll count through it on the first few times, and then I'll have you go ahead and count on your own. We're going to do 5 seconds in, 5-second hold, 5-second out, a little under 5-second hold at the bottom. Okay, sit up nice and tall. Nice big inhale through the nose and exhale. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale on your own count. 5 seconds or 5 counts per section of breath. Okay. Nice. Keep going on your own count. We're going to do a few more rounds. Really focus as you inhale, relaxing all of those abdominal muscles, allowing everything to drop down into the pelvic floor, allowing the diaphragm to flatten out and push everything down. As you exhale, focus on tightening all those muscles in your abdomen, drawing the belly button back towards your spine and then up. See if you can make yourself as skinny as possible. Imagine you're trying to put on a corset that's way too small for you. And then inhale, relax. Nice. One more time through, and then allow your breath to return to a more natural rhythm. All right, we're going to transition into one more breathing exercise before we get into our core work. This is going to focus on our really, really, really long exhales. So we're going to take a nice breath in. We're going to exhale and count, and we're going to see how high we can count on one breath. You stop counting when no audible sound can come out of your mouth. Most people will stop a little too early. You want to get to the point where it's barely a whisper. And then you're going to just pause for one moment with that contraction, relax, let the air come back in, and then count and go through it one more time. Okay? First time I'll count with you, and then I'll turn off my mic so I'm not counting and messing you up. All right, nice big inhale through the nose. Exhale, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Good. Go ahead and finish whatever round you're on, and then we will move on. That breathing exercise might seem a little arbitrary at first, but it has a lot of benefits. If you think about power lifters, one of the tools they will use in order to kind of stabilize their lower backs and their middle is they'll wear a weight belt when they're really doing heavy lifting. We have a muscle inside our body, the deepest core muscle, the transverse abdominis, which literally looks like a weight belt that goes all the way around your body. It works with the diaphragm. The diaphragm helps us inhale. The transverse abdominis pulls in, helps us exhale. So in this exercise, what we're doing is we're trying to tap into that natural weight belt that we have built into our bodies and strengthening it. When we get to those really end range of our breath where we're pushing out, you can feel that muscle in there. Mine will start to like tremble a little bit of tremor. That's good. You're strengthening that. That'll translate to a stronger core when you're doing lifts, right? So when you're lifting, try those nice long exhales. You'll get a natural weight belt. All right, let's go ahead and transition onto our backs. Let's have knees bent, feet flat on the floor. We're going to do some work to warm up the spine, and then we're going to get into some exercise for the core. Here what we want to do is we're going to just work on tilting the pelvis. So with our inhales, we're going to press our pelvis into the mat. Think of trying to pull it up towards the back of our head, okay? This would be the cow portion of cat-cow. So my lower back's coming off the floor. As we exhale, we're going to tuck the pelvis, flatten the spine. Inhale, lift the pelvis, arch the back. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the pelvis. Good. We're going to add a little bit of neck movement and head movement in with this. As we lift the tailbone, arch the back, look up towards your eyebrows and tuck or tilt the chin back. And then as you inhale and tuck the pelvis under, think of tucking the chin and trying to look down at your feet. Good. Arching the back, looking up towards the eyebrows, lifting the chin. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, try to look down at your feet. Good. Come to a neutral position. Hover the hands and feet up into the air. We're going to add a little bit of twisting and a little bit of rocking into our motion here, into our movement. What I want you to imagine doing is reaching up with the right hand, reaching up with the right foot, seeing if you can bring all your weight onto that left side of your body. Okay, so I'm reaching with the right side, right foot, right hand, reaching up, and then coming back down. Now I'm going to reach with my left sides, bringing all my weight onto that right waist, and coming back down. Nice. Switching back and forth, controlling the rocking so you don't go too far. A little bit of core work, a little bit of spine massage on the floor. Your floor is the cheapest foam roller you can buy. Actually, probably it's the most expensive if you're doing this in your house. It's probably the most expensive foam roller you've ever bought. Good. Now we're going to reach with opposites. I'm going to try to touch my left foot with my right hand. Come back down. Other side. We don't need to be super specific about our form here. We're just getting the spine warmed up. Good, and rest. All right, knees are going to be pointing straight up in the air, knees bent. So feet are relaxed, heels are coming towards the butt, arms are straight up in the air. Remember that pelvic tilting that we just practiced? Practice tilting the pelvis under. So I'm tucking under, bringing the pelvis up towards my chin. I'm going to slowly extend my legs and reach my arms overhead, maintaining that pelvic tuck. Make sure the lower back doesn't come off the floor. Okay, so we're opening the hips, opening the arms overhead, and then coming back. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. If you have the strength, extend the legs all the way. Good, now we're going to go opposites. Right arm with left leg, reach back to center. Keep that core strong. Keep that pelvis tucked under. Good, and relax for a moment. Feel free to roll out the ankles, roll out the wrists while we're resting here. All right, we're going to work on something called hollow body. We're not going to work on it for too long, but we're going to bring it back with an exercise that we do towards the end of the class. Okay? So for a hollow body, what we're trying to do is essentially turn our body into like a canoe shape. So the way we're going to achieve that is we're going to start with legs up in the air. Again, tucking that pelvis under, core nice and engaged. Feet pointed. Slowly lower the feet to the floor. Okay? Only go so far as you can before that lower back starts lifting. Okay, so maybe it's here. If you have the strength, maybe it's a little bit lower. Find a good spot for your legs and feet, and then think of doing a crunch. Bring your upper back off the floor. Maybe you can get your legs a little bit lower after that. Arms can be by your sides, or if you want, try arms overhead. Okay? Rest for one moment. We're going to hold that for about 20 to 30 seconds, and then we're going to rest and come down. Again, start with the legs up. Engage the core, tuck the pelvis under. Lower the legs, lengthen the hip flexors. Lift the upper back, arms by your sides or overhead, and hold. Five, four, three, two, one. Relax, arms overhead, legs long, reach. Very nice. All right, take like a 30-second rest. Grab some water, and then we're going to roll over onto our stomachs and do some work for our back. All right, moving on to our stomachs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few different motions that we can do from this position on our stomachs. and then I'm going to give us like a minute or two just to play around. Okay, so show you a bunch of different options, and then I'm going to let you kind of do whatever you want. You can mix and match, you can choose one, you can choose two of the movements, really whatever feels good for you today. Okay, so we'll start with the easiest, we'll progressively work up. Number one, if you're really new to spending time on your stomach, this is probably where you want to start. You want to extend the spine, prop yourself up on your elbows, make sure that your shoulders aren't up towards your ears, drive them down and back. Engage your back, try to take as much weight out of your hands as possible as you slide them forward, slowly lower towards the floor. Nice, come back up and repeat. Inhale up, exhale forward. If this becomes easy, the next step, engage, lift the arms, reach, and lower. Okay? So that's the first movement that we have as an option. Second one, legs up, legs down. Make sure that extension is coming from the hip, so you're squeezing your glutes, reaching long with the legs. What we don't want is this. Okay? Legs long and extended. If you want to make that harder, bring them up, open out to the side, bring them together and down. Up, open, together, down. Good. Third movement that we can play around with is lifting opposite limbs. And the last one we can play around with is essentially a hollow body, but on our stomach. So lifting legs and arms. You can also do this with arms by your side. Okay, so those are the movements. I'm going to set a mental timer for about a minute. Go ahead and play around with any one of those or mix and match. Okay? Starting now. Good. 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Very nice. Go ahead and tuck the toes. Bring your hips back towards your heels for a nice child's pose. Very nice. So that's a good way to start adding some back and spine work into your workouts if you can't figure out which one you want to do. Just get down on your stomach and start lifting some limbs up, and you'll end up engaging your spine. All right, we're going to do one more kind of exercise here. This one, I'm going to allow you to get a little bit playful with it. The goal here is to make exercise fun, so we'll see what you think after you do it. I'm going to move this back so you can see. All right. So for this, what we're going to do is we're going to practice going in between essentially our hollow body shape and then onto that shape when we're on our stomachs with all of our limbs lifted. The only rule is that your hands and your feet can't touch the floor at any point. So I'm going to start on my stomach, for example, arms out in front, and now I want to transition onto my back, but again, I can't use my hands or feet. So I have to roll onto my side and then into the hollow body position, and then roll, and rolling back and forth. You can also do this maybe with legs bent. If you need to, you can use your elbows and your arms a little bit to help. Okay? We're going to have a minute on the clock. Play around with rolling back and forth. Make sure your space is clear so you're not knocking things over. Okay? All right, 1 minute on the clock, starting now. Again, if you're finding this hard, you can use your elbows and your knees a little bit to help. Maybe try it with legs bent, elbows bent. If that's easy, try it with arms extended, legs extended. Make sure to breathe. Good, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. All right, time to cool down a little bit. Today was a non-conventional core class, I'll call it that. All right, on all fours. Left arm thread underneath the right side of the body, bring your shoulder to the floor. Top arm can go overhead. Take a moment here to stretch and twist the spine. If you find that your pelvis is tucked under, see if we can lift that tailbone, lengthen the back. So not cat, cow. Good. Coming up and out. Twist to the other side. Keep that tailbone lifted. Twist the upper back. Good. Coming up onto all fours. Bring your feet together, knees wide. Shift the hips back. Reach forward with the arms for child's pose. From here, walk your hands all the way over to the left, keeping both your hips planted to get a nice stretch in the right side of your body. Good. Typewriter, your hands all the way over to the right. Good. Come back to center. Come up onto all fours. We're going to stay on our knees and shins here. We're going to bring the arms behind us, fingers pointed away or out to the side. All right, so we're leaning back, putting some weight into our hands. From here, squeeze your glutes and think of lifting your hips into the air. So you're going to get a nice stretch in your quads here. Think of pressing the floor away with your arms, opening the shoulders, lifting the chest. If you want, bring the head back a little bit. Otherwise, you can keep the chin tucked slightly. Press those feet into the floor. Lift the chest, open the shoulders, breathe. Good, and come down. Left leg forward, right leg across, twist into your right leg. Good, and switch. Good, and release. Thank you, everyone, for taking the class. I really appreciate it. I'll stick around for a minute or two if anyone has any questions. Today we're kind of playing around with some non-conventional core work. Hopefully it was fun. Hopefully it was informative for your nervous system. And that's all we can really ask. If there are no questions, thank you again for tuning in. We'll be here on Monday again for class and Wednesday. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everyone. See you Monday.